Thank you so much, Puckett. I'm surprised you didn't give X another, like the medium height, Mr. X. I was hoping.
I'm tiny. I'm large.
We'll see what Puckett comes up with at the halftime.
Who knows?
Hey, I do agree with the desk. Kareev is, a great support player and has been playing, pretty well for Immortals.
Yeah.
Last week was weird. Last week was a weird week because I had expected that Immortals would really take it to Envy, and then Envision. I think everyone just wrote them off and was like, they got their spot, cool. And then they defeat Rogue. So this is an odd game here.
Well, I think what you saw from Envision last week is they took advantage of the weaknesses of Rogue, right? Rogue did not protect their backline well. You saw McGravy and Jaru just really go to town. And I think you're going to see them really miss Christopher this week. I think I think if you listen to anything on the desk, Sideshow's point, you know what Christopher brings to the table. You have Numlocked in. I don't think Numlocked is a bad player. I don't think anyone would say that by any stretch of the imagination. But when you look at the tank play for the side of Immortals, you have Fate and Envy on the side of Immortals. I think it's going to be a huge advantage for Immortals in terms of tank play.
Yeah, Christopher was also coming off of a great run with the Overwatch World Cup, qualifying with Team UK, then coming into this one. And really, they looked at him last week as like one of the guys who was really going to impact the team the most. And now that they lost him, I wonder how this is all going to play out. How comfortable are they with Numlocked? I do think Immortals get the upper hand here. I'm going to be very honest. Although I do feel like Envision could show up, but hey, I just have to give Immortals the upper hand here.
It's the same thing we did last week, though.
I know.
We counted Envision out before it even really began, and
it's just with this matchup, I just feel a bit more confident in Immortals. I'm sure they put in so much work this week. Envy really disrupted them, and here we go on Lijiang Tower, our first map here. We're going to kick it off on the night market. And let's see what the compositions are here as these two teams get ready for the first fight.
Both teams going to bring out a Doomfist. It'll be agilities here for Immortals and Jaru for the side of Envision. But you see just the disruption that Doomfist can cause. Wow. Verbo, that is a 3-man boop off the side.
Drop the beat, buddy. Except it wasn't the ult, it was the boop. So drop the boop. We'll go ahead with that one. Immortals win that one handedly to open it up here. And this was my concern. They lost Numlock so early in that fight.
Well, I think with your losing your main tank, you lose a lot of the teamwork that you kind of build between Jaru, McGravy in that tank play, right? Because a lot of it comes down to timings when you're trying to get the dive comps going. So I think definitely you're going to see, at least for me, the first 2 or 3 games be very odd here for Envision, but it'll be Jaru able to take out Fate.
Yeah. And similar to what we saw last time, right? When you lose out on that Winston, it certainly hurts because there's just so much health that hero has. And now Envision's going to encroach on the point here, and they do manage to make the flip happen. Immortals kind of had to back away. They had to respect what Envision managed to accomplish by taking out their tank. But now, once again, you're starting to see Immortals get back into this groove here, get the kills, flip it right back. Envision only gets 9, and that was a great disengage from Immortals.
Yeah, Immortals backs all the way up. It allows Fate to get Primal Rage. It allows both of your supports to build towards ultimates. And I mean, now look at this, Goldenboy. You look, Immortals, they have a Deadeye. They have control of the point. You have both of your support ults, and you have agilities getting very close to the Meteor Strike. On the side of Envision's, you will have some ultimates as well. You don't have any of the support ults.
Pushing left. They keep pushing left. They have no, or right, as you see on the screen here, because I don't think they really have the confidence to be able to push out through the front door. And McGravy playing back. They're waiting for the pick. They want to see if they can get something. And as you mentioned before, X, there are a lot of ultimates that are online for Immortals. McGravy's going to use Deadeye to try and zone them out. And similar to what we saw before, they're just going to use their territory to their advantage, their terrain to their advantage. Grim Reality will get the Deadeye on McGravy, so they're going to lose out on the DPS. Jaru, does he get the big play here? He's going to drop down. He will eliminate Grim Reality from play here. And there's going to be the Kareev by himself. Jaru does manage to secure that kill, and this is still a fight that Immortals will win because they got the kills necessary throughout that exchange, and they will continue to maintain control with only 2% left here.
It'll be
that's gonna do it.
Immortals taking point number 1. A lot of good ultimate usage there for Immortals. Envision, they put all their eggs in one basket.
So long.
Yep, they were able to stay alive on the point for a very long time. You saw, I know you caught a glimpse of it there from the free cam, but I believe it was Agilities was able to get to the back, and he was able to just knock fire back, and then kind of forces the sound barrier out probably a little earlier than he wanted to. Now you see Immortals able to stay alive on the point, take first point there on Lijiang Tower, the night market. Now we'll go inside, as it looks like Immortals are going to change things up a little bit. They'll have Fate running the Reinhardt, as Envy will now go for the Zarya, trying to get a little bit more control.
They're going to anticipate the dive here, the hard engage from Envision. And I think they have that confidence. They know that Numlock will more than likely go with that Winston. But I think Saini with Zarya could help them out here to give him some added protection in the fight, bubble him, and keep him in this one. On the other side, though, Envy's going to do the same exact thing. So both teams really reading each other well. The only difference here is that Kariv is going to be running the Ana, which will give them that biotic nade as well as the long-range healings, which they're looking to take advantage of here. Envy having to back away along with his team, just wait for the prime opportunity to jump in here. You're going to have Numlock weak, but that Discord orb is going to keep him alive inside of the bubble, and Envision will take the point at first.
Yeah, it's 2 big kills from Jaru. At first, he's able to take Verbo out before Immortals can even get to the point, and then at the beginning of that next fight, able to win 1 more engagement. But look at this, Immortals picking up some kills. Envy is so charged up, gets the nano boost as Immortals gets right onto the point. They wipe the floor with Envision.
1 HP. He had 1 HP.
Wait, I saw it?
He should have been dead.
But he's not.
He's not. That's just such great healing, just to keep him alive. He had the bubble for protection. I love seeing good Zarya play. I'm a Zarya player, in case you guys don't know, and I love it.
And now Immortals, they have a grab plus the meteor strike here, so we'll see if they can combine both of these ults. As Envy going to try and combo here with Agilities. There comes the grab. It's going to be a Transcendence coming in.
Yeah, they don't invest into the Meteor Strike there just yet because they saw that the Transcendence was out, so they wanted to wait for the prime opportunity to use that one, and they are able to take out McGravy. Envy's going to hold down the point by himself, and you have Agilities just doing work in the back lines there. Jaru, luckily for him, was able to get that closeout, and they flip it right back. They do gain a lot of percentage, though, 41 for that run. And now they're going to set up and get ready for this next push.
Yeah, for me, at least at the start for Envision, it's really been Jaru on the Doomfist who has made a big impact. They can get McGravy going on the McCree. Maybe they're able to make something happen. As you see Jaru yet again.
They're going to have to back up.
3 of these fights, Goldenboy, at the beginning, we've seen Jaru just dive in on this Doomfist, able to make an impact.
Yeah, they definitely needed to back up there because you have Envy for the protection with the bubble, with the Zarya bubble. You get the protection, the shielding, Zarya gets the charge. They just want to dive in with it here, though, and they are going to get Graviton, and McGravy finds 2. Jaru clears out Verbo as well, and this is a good hold for Envision. They're also keeping them so far away from the point now, which means that they're just gaining more percentage.
It's a great Graviton surge there from Saini. You also had a Deadeye coming in for McGravy, and at the beginning of the fight, you had a Phasix, I believe, was able to pick up 1 in the next fight that we're actually live in. So there's a replay there of the Deadeye. We can get back into the action. So Phasix was able to take out 1. It's going to slow down Immortals yet again. Now it's going to be a sound barrier coming in, and Envision is going to be the aggressors.
Yeah, but they end up losing out on Reinhardt, so the shield is gone. But the nano-boosted Envy with the Zarya will go in there. Phasix uses the Transcendence. Meteor Strike comes in, but he won't be able to get the kill because Phasix was immortal at that moment there because of the Transcendence, so there was no damage that can be applied there. Grim Reality, though, will take out Phasix, so no more healing. Also, no more tank play as well, and this is looking pretty solid for Immortals now, as they just need to get at least these next 2 kills. They will flip it. They just have to do it in time, and a huge credit to Saini for trying to keep them alive on the point, get the troops back in action here, but it's going to be all for naught. Immortals are going to flip it, and now they're going to be on the push-up. They're going to start playing aggressive.
And every time we go on board with Envy, he is so charged up on the Zarya. He gets a nano boost there. He uses the Graviton. You actually get Phasix to commit the Transcendence there. He stays alive, but it was actually Agilities able to take out 1. So now Jaru with the Meteor Strike. We'll see if he can make a play. It's going to be Numlock diving in here, trying to push Immortals back.
Uh-oh. There's no help. There's no help there. Does he get the kill? He's going to do a considerable amount of damage to Kareem, but not enough to get the kill. I'm sure he would have loved to be able to make that happen. No Doomfist, though. Graviton Surge goes out from Envy. Saini's going to do the same thing. It's basically just going to be all gravity all over the place, keeping everyone together for a big hug. And Envision are going to push this one forward. They're so close to being able to make the cap happen. Now they just got to get up in their face. Overtime will be in effect, and I think they might be able to make this happen, but no! Agilities is going to dive in there at the last second to see if he can go ahead and solve this fight out. Give his teammates time to be able to come back into this, but it won't matter. Envision will get that point.
Yeah, and Envision there, if it got dangerous towards the end, you did have Fire with the sound barrier at his disposal, but you saw the grab come in for the side of Immortals. Envision able to stay alive through it. They use a grab of their own. They follow it up with a Transcendence. They get everybody pushing straight through the point. They're able to take it back. Force point 3 here, so see Envision playing quite well yet again. Some changes from both sides as it looks like Agilities will be going on the far. You look like, at least for now, Kareem Genji, I don't know if you'll run a solo. Yeah, you're not going to run a solo support with Lucio.
No.
On the side of Envision, I know you have Saini. He's going to be running the far. We saw them do this last week, and they moved Jaru now over to the Diva.
And mirror comps on both sides. It's going to be a dogfight here between Saini and Agilities. And really, who's going to be able to get that free farm? And Fate's not in the best of positions. He's getting hit immediately. That's going to have to force out Kareem to assist him and not assist Agilities. So back at it again, but Saini, one more shot. Can he make it happen, though? No, it won't matter because they're just going to push them back. And that was a great engagement for Envision. They played the aggression early on in the fight because they had Fate dead to rights.
Yeah, Fate got so low from those rockets coming from Saini that he dies at the beginning of that. They're not actually able to progress across the bridge. So it'll be Envision in control of the point here first. You see the boot coming out from far there, just knocking some players back. As now you're going to see Immortals make their way around the corner. We'll see, though, how they're going to deal with Saini. They're just kind of ignoring him up in the sky right now.
And also, remember, folks, the Resurrection. We're still using the Resurrection Ultimate, so that means that Mercy can res everyone. But Kareem using it as a tempo res to keep Fate in this one. Phozix brings back both tanks. So now that means Envision, they're going to be able to rally the troops back together here and continue to maintain their hold. They just want to be able to take out these supports, and they take out Kareem, and this is looking good for Envision so far.
Yeah, it looks like Envision should be able to hold on to the point. For a second there, Grim Reality actually takes out Jaru before he can get right back into his mech. So I thought it was going to get dangerous there for Envision, but Saini on the fire just doing so much damage here.
Oh.
And now Envy, he's going to fall to his doom there. Now it's going to just be...
Self-destruct went out too, by the way.
It's going to be more time for Immortals that they're going to have to wait. This is looking very good for Envision.
You know, I have to say, well, last week I felt like the tank play was certainly the difference maker for Envision because they had Christopher, and I give him a lot of credit. He's a phenomenal tank. This time around, though, everyone else is really stepping up here. Numlock's doing his job as well, and that is something that you really just want to see happen. You just want your tank to go in there and do the work that is necessary. Grim Reality, though, will take out Numlock. Just as I was giving him a little bit of praise, he's going to have to go back to the respawn room for the time being here. Jaru will eliminate Kareem, so they won't be able to have the Mercy, and it was so close to that Resurrection. Despite that, though, Immortals, they're getting the kills, they're making the flip happen, and now they managed to do so, but Envision got an 88% on the board.
Well, for Envision, you use a self-destruct there, you use a pulse bomb, you're getting close to a res. Immortals, they have a nice set of ultimates here. You have a Rocket Barrage, you have Primal Rage to extend your time on the point if you're Fate, and you do have Kareem with the Resurrection. We'll see. We've seen some big reses this week. Tempo res is obviously big factors as well in these team fights. Now it's Immortals on the point here, just trying to stay alive. The Rocket Barrage comes in from Saini. That's eaten up there by Envy.
Yeah, what you want to do as a diva, just get right in the face of the far and not give him any space to work with. But Saini, though, just busts out the tempo res right at the nick of time. But they are going to lose out, though, on the Mercy. It's going to be 39% here. Phozix is going to bring back Diva as well as Lucio. So now you're going to get that sustain from Lucio as well as disengagement. This is looking good. They are going to drop the beat, so that was even better for them because now they can continue on this fight.
Yeah, but you do still have Immortals in control of the point. It's going to be a two-person Rocket Barrage there from Agilities. It's McGravy now. He's going to back up. It will be a hold here from Immortals. As Envision knows, a big res. You're able to get fire right back in the fight. He has a sound barrier. You think you're going to be able to swing it in your favor, but Agilities with that rocket barrage there, gives Immortals the advantage as Immortals is racking up the percentage here. So right now, for Envision, you have your Primal Rage. You're getting very close to a self-destruct. So you see McGravy here on the point, putting a lot of pressure on Envy.
And McGravy goes on it so quickly, and that is really going to have to make Immortals take a second guess. Do we go forward on the bridge? Do we try and challenge? Or do we turn around and handle the person that was trying to back cap us there? So just a good dive overall from Envision. Still, no one has fallen just yet. Numlock will have to pop Primal Rage and keep up in this fight here because he was really low on health. Can McGravy get the kill there with the Pulse Bomb? D.Va self-destruct's going to go down here, and now it's going to be an absorbed barrage, and that was exactly what you want the D.Va to do there. Sandy couldn't get much out of that one, but still, though, this fight continues to rage on as we're at 99% and currently in overtime. Phozix is going to bring back Numlock, so they are going to have their tank in this one, and they do have bodies by the point. They do manage to make the cap happen, and this is looking good for Envision. They might be able to take game one.
Yeah, Jaru actually gets really low here, and he's going to get DMAC'd. It was a big Pulse Bomb that came in from Grim Reality. And now you see McGravy trying to get back on the point, lands a Pulse Bomb of his own, able to take out Fate, trying to keep Envision in this here. As Grim Reality takes out Sani. It's going to be a sound barrier coming in for Immortals. They have 3 members on the point. Fire will fall here for Envision. Looks like Jaru getting in to contest yet again, though.
And remember, they had to flip, right? So in order for them to be able to win this round, they needed to force the flip, and they do make this happen. But now it's going to be a matter of whether or not they can put bodies on the point. But it seems like one by one, like lemmings, they will fall, and that will be Envision losing that one out. Immortals will take it 2-1, but Envision certainly gave IMT a run for their money.
Yeah, they hung in there strong. I think the play there at the end, at least for me, that was huge, is that you saw Grim Reality land the Pulse Bomb onto Jaru, DMAC him, and I know we already know what this is. Environmental kills.
Actually, I'm really pumped.
They're all
this.
the rage.
Well, I want to say, hello.
Goodbye.
All right, well, folks, if you're just joining us here, this is our second matchup and our last of the weekend here between Envision and Immortals. Immortals currently up 1-0 as they close out Lijiang Tower with a score of 2-1. Now it's going to be Envision's choice. Let's see what they decide to go with here on hybrid. And you know what? It seems like we got our choice there. It looks like it's going to be King's Row.
Yeah, it looks like we'll go to King's Row for map number 2. I think just really kind of backtracking, talking about game 1. I think you saw Envision look just as strong as they did last week. I mean, we were definitely wondering.
Sure, maybe I put a little too much stock in solely, praising Christopher, right, before what he added to the team.
Well, I think
Jaru's been showing up big time.
I think Christopher's a fantastic player. I think you didn't really see the effects too much of losing him there on Control, but Control is a lot of just bloodbath fights, right? Just getting on the point, just forcing these engagements over and over again. I think it'll be a little bit different as we go into your hybrids and your assault and your escort game modes. We'll see how much of this impact of having Numlock come in, take Christopher's spot. It's not a decision that really is up to Envision. Christopher decides just kind of pursue other opportunities. So I think though on the side of Immortals, you get that map win under your belt. You looked pretty poor against Envious last week. I think it's a big map 1 win. You don't want to get low on your confidence as you go further into this season.
It's very true. Immortals getting that win, pretty big for them here. Players have shown up. You got to love the Farah v. Farah battle, the pharmacy on both sides. Both teams, just going for mirror compositions for the most part, right? Playing what they're comfortable with. This map, though, King's Row, we've seen some crazy things happen here. So I'm personally pretty excited for this. On defense first, I believe who we're going to have first here.
We'll be Envision on defense first to kick things off. So we'll see Immortals on the attack. Obviously, still some time for them to make some adjustments to their comp. One thing that we didn't see a ton of last week, just off of the top of my head, is Jaru on the Doomfist. It looks like he'll be running it here to kick things off, and you'll have McGravy running the McCree. So I do like Jaru on the Doomfist. I thought he was very effective there in map number 1. Yep, not gonna run the Bastion. You get
Pyra's actually laughing at his face. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a good one.
So Immortals still figuring out what they want to do. Tank play, obviously, on the side of Envision. It's a big thing we've talked about. Christopher out Numlocked in. Numlocked will be running the Reinhardt, and you'll have Sani running with the Zarya. So no D.Va on the side of Envision on the defensive end.
Depends on where Fozix is going to go here, and this is purely for him to be able to get the Biotic Nade so that he could see if he could debuff anyone on Immortals. But if I'm Fozix, I would go over to the side of the hotel here. That was blocked immediately. They Fate read that like an open book, and Fozix would have to drop back into the safe zone here so that this way he's not caught off guard. But they are anticipating that they are going to jump in and be hyper aggressive, so they want that Biotic Nade to be able to assist.
Yeah, and for Immortals, you get a little bit of a hybrid comp, right? I mean, you have agilities on the Doomfist. You know, he's going to be able to just cause a lot of destruction, and then you're going to have, you know, Reinhardt pushing on through and also giving support to Grim Reality on the McCree. Here we see agility, so just trying to line up this fist. Did not want to go right into that Zarya barrier on Numlock, but you see the Doomfist from both sides just exchanging punches here.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the Doomfist has been such a key player here, and Jaru is going to lose out, so that's going to be the first pick. Grim Reality pretty low, and now they're just going to try and play behind the Reinhardt shield and be able to get the damage. McGravy, though, takes out agilities, and they have presence here by the back of the hotel. This is an area they just don't want Immortals to be able to get possession of.
Yeah, and that's huge there for Envision. You see McGravy able to get one with the Deadeye. Here comes the sound barrier for Immortals, but Immortals actually a little bit earlier. They invested the nano boost on Envy. You see a big Graviton surge coming down here in the corner. Grim Reality trying to line up some players, but it was Fozix able to put Envy to sleep with his own on a sleep dart there that prevented the nano boost from getting anything. Envision comes right back in the fight, able to withstand through a lot of ultimates used on the side of Immortals, and they will win it and hold on.
Still, though, they were able to get 2 ticks, Immortals, so some good progress made, 67.6%. I believe we do have a replay of that Zarya Graviton surge, and that was that was actually a smart push up there. And getting rid of agilities certainly helps, but they were winning that fight though from Jump Street. Now once again, the contestant's going to come through. Numlock is going to go ahead and Earth Shatter too. Do they clean up the kills? Yes, they do. Verbo, Kariv, Fate, all going back to the respawn room. They're going to have 1:51 seconds. So about 2, maybe 3 solid attacks here to work with. But so far, you got to love what Envision has shown us on defense.
Yeah, and they're going to have another Graviton surge. Is Envision here at the beginning of this fight. For the side of Immortals, you don't have a sound barrier to kind of withstand through it. And Immortals going to get very aggressive, and here comes the grab. Here comes a Meteor Strike as well.
Oh! What is that with the Deadeye, with the Meteor Strike, and they managed to clear them out. They put so much into it. We saw it happening before our very eyes, and it was glorious.
That was pretty sick to watch. I mean, Immortal still has a ton of time left.
Yes, but that was so sick though, man.
That was pretty cool, not gonna lie. As
boom.
You see the play happen, and you know, right back into the live action, you see a nano boost come in for the side of Envision on a Numlock, and they have pushed Immortals all the way back into their spawn, getting very aggressive. In the meantime, though, while Envision has dumped a ton of these ults into play, Goldenboy,
yes,
Immortals has not used any. They have a full deck here going up against Envision.
They can't let them get control of the hotel. They just cannot let them if they want to be able to win this one out. Sani's going to be fully charged up as well, and they're going to try and see if they can sweep them out. You saw the Meteor Strike as well that was being used by agilities, and this is certainly not the what I'm sure Envision would have liked. That's why they were able to get a little bit more aggressive, but they knew that they just had to burn as much time as they possibly could there because of how much they invested into that fight. And hey, you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world, actually.
There's a lot of awesome plays there from Envision. None of them lead to a first point hold, though. As
hey,
Immortals.
Whatever, man. You know, just let your dreams be reality and do it.
Yeah, look, as long as I end up on a top 5 plays, I'm cool with it. See Immortals there. They let Envision go, on a wild ult spending spree. They build up ults of their own. They're able to take that first point. And now Immortals, I mean, you have a sound barrier here. You have Grim Reality trying to get to the top. And once that push comes in, you'll hear that Deadeye come through.
Oh, and they actually made it happen. A Fire Strike, though, forces Grim Reality out of the top spot. He's going to have 6 HP remaining. Immortals, though, still getting the kills. When you remove Reinhardt, that is a significant chunk of HP. It's a significant character to get out of the action. And they make it past this corner here relatively unscathed. So good work from there with that full team kill.
Yeah, Envision used a nano boost there onto Numlock to try and open up the fight, and I believe he got slept by Kariv. then just pinned against the wall by Fate. So now Immortals, they're starting to get rolling. Moving the payload. So you see Agility setting up top here on the Doomfist. He can get some vision. Knows all these players coming around the corner. An uppercut there.
Oh,
now
wow.
trying to push his way through. A grab comes in as well from the side of Envision. But when that Doomfist gets in their way, they're not able to push on through.
Yeah, and you also saw, too, the uppercut forced the shield up, so they were hoping to get something with the Earth Shatter. Still, though, nothing quite yet, but Envy with the Graviton Surge will focus down, and that is going to be a capture, only 2.22 meters. Boom. And that's going to be the second point for Immortals. And now they're looking to get a little aggressive here, right? Probably farm a bit more ult charge with those lobs. So, you know, pretty sound strategy. Just not letting Envision get comfortable here on their next setup.
Well, Envision needs to take this next fight. They're going to have a sound barrier. They're going to have Earth Shatter. You have your Meteor Strike here from Jaru. You have both your support ults. You need to win this fight if you're Envision. You can't invest these ults and, you know, not walk away with a win fight that you can push back Immortals, because if you lose this fight, you're going to end up having Verbo with sound barrier, a lot of ults on the side of Immortals. They'll be able to put this first half away.
Yeah, and the other thing too that gives me a little, oh boy, he saw that one. He had to get out of dodge as soon as he could, and Jaru will fall. That was a little risky business there, but Grim Reality staying alive. Numlock, oh, he was just all up in the air, and that was easy pickings for Grim. As this is a fight that you mentioned, X, that they had to take, but Immortals, they're going to win this one out.
I mean, they don't invest the sound barrier into it, so at least you hold on to that. But look, I mean, Envy 81% to a grab with the way he's been building up towards that ultimate. You expect to see it in this fight.
It too. He's going to have the Meteor Strike in a little bit.
And you have a nano boost and a sound barrier. So maybe you can even use a sound barrier to give Envy enough time here to get the grab and then combo the grab with the Meteor Strike.
Yeah, both sides are going to engage with the sound barrier. Agilities is going to get slept on the side too. So they will remove him from the equation. Numlock, though, got to be careful when you drag people out, because the whole point is to just stay on the objective. Luckily for them, he had teammates there to be able to get them, you know, consistent in this fight, be able to keep them going here. But Grim Reality, find Numlock there with the Deadeye, and the Lucio trying to keep this one going, keep it alive here, as they're just going to trickle down to the point. Very reminiscent of what we saw last time in the control game, as they just go in 1, 2, 3, and then they just fall left, right, and center, but still 1.62 meters. They're getting so close though. Agilities with that punch right to the face. There has just been an absolute brawl here at the point, and they managed to make it happen, but my goodness, that was just insane.
Numlock comes off the spawn. He connects on one or two players with the Earth Shatter, and Fozix comes out of that left door, and he has the nano boost, and he just gets rocked in his mouth by Agilities as he just gets put to his grave there, as it will be Immortals completing the map. Only 25 seconds left in the time bank, so not super quick, but they are able to complete the map, which will put pressure on Envision now on the offense. And it's funny, you know, Envision, they come up with those highlight plays, right? We're going nuts. Like, it's just crazy. And that almost kind of ended them putting at such a ultimate disadvantage the rest of the game. That, like,
you know,
it may have hurt him a little bit. Hey,
yeah.
Makes for an awesome Twitch clip, though.
Hey, dude, I think it's going to make it into Bulbasaur's top 5 plays. So I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. All right.
At the end of the day, though, it's all about wins, Goldenboy.
So, no, man.
You weren't aware.
It's all about dope plays, bro.
It's all about dope plays and memes, man.
Yeah. There's one thing the Overwatch community has, it's memes for days. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the compositions on each side. And we're going to get basically the same thing here. Fire will just see if he can get a early pick with maybe with the Widow. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's just going to switch right away.
This is the most we've seen 2 teams committed to Doomfist throughout a matchup so far.
Yeah,
so Jaru and
right.
Agilities have really committed to Doomfist. And now, at least during that first half, when Immortals was kind of getting stalled out, I was like, when is Agilities going to go over to Genji? He's so good at Genji. He can be a really big difference maker. He stays on the Doomfist, makes it work for him as well. I do think, though, it's interesting. These 2 teams, they've really been running kind of mirror comps to Reinhardt Zarya with the McCree in play around this Doomfist.
This is you know, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is one of the first times we've seen a hero come out this early and make such a significant impact in pro play. It's like everyone just you know, there's still so much more to learn from him. Agilities is going to open it up with a kill on McGravy.
Well, that's the thing with Doomfist. Just look how fast Agilities is able to get in there, get a pick, and get out. He goes in, connects with a punch, uppercut in the sky, seismic slam back towards his teammates, just uses those two abilities, you know, the uppercut and the seismic slam, you know, to get that movement, to get back towards the rest of his team. It just makes you worry when you go around the corner, especially with a slower character like McCree. You just don't want to get pinned with one of those punches.
No, you do not at all. Jaru, he's going to get Hotel here. So they're going to pop up behind, and now it's going to be Doomfist here. Does Jaru win this one out? Yes, he does. He is going to be able to punch him in the face there, and that is going to keep him in that one. But unfortunately for him, Grim Reality was there for the follow-up, and that is going to be back to the drawing board. Apologies for Envision on the attack. Zany's going to get slept. It isn't going to cause too much significant delay, though. Here comes the next attack for Envision.
Yeah, Immortals, though, they do have an Earth Shatter. They have a Nano Boost here, but Grim Reality able to take out McGravy at the beginning of the fight. We'll see what they actually invest into it. It is Immortals in control of this. It'll be Zany using a Graviton Surge here. It'll be a Graviton Surge coming out from the side of Immortals as well. But it will be Envision coming out on top.
Wow, and there's just so much being cleared out of there, which was, you know, kind of absurd when you think about it. Just to, again, you had the two Gravitons, and this has happened quite a bit in this game. It's so difficult to get out of the Graviton Surge now because of the recent patch. And that's going to be 1 point on the board for Envision. They do it relatively quickly, so not bad. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to work with here for the blue team, and they're just putting the pressure. Yeah, they're getting right in their face, and they're just allowing them to be able to continue to progress this payload here and giving Immortals nothing to work with.
Well, this is going to open up a lot of the streets phase here for Envision.
Yes.
I know Numlock did use an Earth Shatter there and towards the end to kind of give them the opportunity to pick up a few kills, but look at how far Envision is pushed up here. This is extremely rare.
Yeah, they want to take advantage of this time. If they can take the payload to the second point, that's going to give them so much more to work with.
This is also super dangerous as well.
Yes.
It does not work out. You see McGravy there, he gets a Nano Boost, and he's going to use a Deadeye, so you're going to push them back even further. But there comes an Earth Shatter coming in from Fate, as it's going to be Immortals also with a Sound Barrier.
Jaru, 3 HP, has to stay alive, and he will get sniffed out by Grim Reality, so they will die. But they, how much progress have they made? I'm actually kind of shocked.
They get it around the second corner.
They get it around the second corner. They only have one player there, really, so the payload wouldn't move that fast. So I do understand, you know, that, but still, they do a good job. They get it pushed forward quite a bit. Now let's see how Immortals are going to set up here.
Immortals now with some ultimates, though, at their disposal. You have a Grav, you have Agilities with a Meteor Strike, Grim Reality with a Deadeye. Fate getting very close to an Earth Shatter as well. So that was the downside about pushing up so far. You see Grim Reality going to open things up, take out Zany. That will force Envision all the way back up. As now look at the position that Immortals has gotten. This is the position that Envision pushed all the way through, not to get stuck in.
Yeah, it's, you know what, you're right. This game has just been very interesting on both sides. But now Immortals holding them off at the front. Halo's just gonna, you know, continue to go back because no one is touching it for Envision. No one's near it. There goes the Graviton Surge here. Agilities. He's gonna probably shoot with that one there. Lands on them, and oh my God! He finds 4. Unbelievable! I love it every single time I see the Doomfist. It's just so awesome, man. It's like the best thing. Dude, let's do it. Let's go to the Space Jam. Once again, in case you kids don't know, Space Jam was this awesome movie back in the day, but it don't matter because this is the new Space Jam. He's the Michael Jordan of Overwatch. I love it. Who's Barkley?
Oh, as you see the grab coming in from Envision.
What is going on? What is this madness? What is this commotion? This is just, this is insane.
It's like Beyblade, but if Reaper had fists.
I wish we had the rights. I wish we had the rights to the Space Jam song. I really wish we did.
Every time the grab came down with Doomfist with his Meteor Strike, you just hear the music in the background. Just a soft undertone to what's about to happen.
Come on and slam now.
So, you know,
that's what I hear
now that all of those ults are gone,
yeah, let's talk about the game.
Earth Shatter, which they're going to invest with a Sound Barrier and McGravy. This is just, I mean, this is just highlights for days.
They both flashed themselves there. My goodness. There you go. Well, that is going to be the point captured here. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Envision, I'm sure we're hoping to make a little bit more progress with the payload. But this is kind of more or less what you would expect to see here. This aggression on the second point after you captured it to just get in their face and not give them any opportunity to push forward.
Is this really what you expected to see?
This is what
Graviton
no, not at all.
Meteor strikes coming down.
This is
it's been mayhem.
I don't even know like really what to do. I hope there were a lot of Pog champs in the chat. Like that's all I hope. Anyway.
See Numlock there, he actually gets a nano boost and he actually gets put to sleep as he's on the push for Envision. You see Grim Reality able to take out McGravy. It'll be a Meteor Strike coming in for Agilities. This time, not able to pick up 4. He will fall. As Jaru now has earned a Meteor Strike of his own.
And for now, the objective here for Immortals is just try and see if you can hold them down to a minute left on the clock, right? You got to drain as much time as you possibly can because you're going to get a minute on your next attack.
All right, so Immortals, though, you will have, both of your tank ultimates. Grim Reality going to get very close to Deadeye and both support ults. But the side of Envision, though, you do have that Meteor Strike. Sani getting very close to the grab. As here comes the grab from the side of Immortals. You hear it's going to be McGravy using the Deadeye there for Envision. So everybody lives through the grab, and here's going to come a grab of their own. And it looks like he's up in the sky. Oh, but it's going to be the nano boost able to keep him alive through that fight.
Yeah, we weren't going to get the ridiculousness to happen one more time, but still, though, they went for the play and they were able to keep everyone in this one. and Jaru was like, oh crap, he's going to use Deadeye right there. All right, let me not go ahead and challenge that one. And now this is the part where ideally if they can hold him, that would be fantastic. They're just going to try and see if they can disengage. They're going to have some space to work with now. And Envision, they're going to push their luck. They're going to get in their face and try and see if they can capture this one right here. But they have to go in. They have to challenge this one. But they're just going to cap it. Immortals backed away. And that's it. They get 3. Minute 15 on the clock.
Yeah, and Immortals had some ultimates there to use towards the end.
They just wanted to bring down that clock as much as... 15 extra seconds.
Yeah. I mean, Agilities dies at the beginning there, and Immortals is trying to back up, let him get back into the fight, but just does not have enough time to get back towards the cart. That round was just mayhem.
It's just, I think my headset almost fell off. I almost just took off my clothing.
Nobody wants intense. That. Nobody wants that.
You and I are alone in this room.
And we are alone in this room. You are correct.
This is a very sweaty.
You are still
sweaty round. I'm still clothed.
You're clothed, yeah. Gentlemen. Ideally, that's the way we'd like you to remain.
I think that's what everyone would want.
Yep. So everybody at home is getting very scared here.
They're just like, what are we going to see when we come back to the cameras? He's just going to be
They're never coming back to us.
No, they're just going to go straight to Puckett.
Immortals now, so here's what we were looking to see. The first time they were on the offense, right, but they got stopped for a pretty decent amount of time. Envision was good on the defensive end. And I was personally wondering, whether you saw Agility stay on Doomfist or go over to his Genji. At least here, still some time to make changes, but you see the Genji coming out, and that'll actually force Envy to go off of the Zarya here to D.Va, and you're going to have a standard dive coming out here for Immortals. Verbo will switch over to the Lucio. On the side of Envision, you're going to stay with, Jaru on the Doomfist. He's been very effective on that hero.
Clearly. It's good to see some semblance of normalcy here with Immortals' composition. Really happy, to see Agilities on the Genji. This is a hero that he's so good at playing. And but he's actually going to have to back away here. They end up losing Kareev early in this fight, but they're going to commit. They're going to push forward because they don't have a lot of time to work with it.
Yeah, what happens there for Immortals is Fate dives all the way in. He goes to that top right for the high ground, past the point. And what does Envision do? They're like, okay, let him go there. And they just dive all the way through. They get a speed boost from fire. You get Numlock into the mix. You're able to tank out a support right at the beginning.
This is it, though. 18 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to dive in. They have no time to do so, and they're just going to challenge them right outside of the hotel. Jaru's going to go back to see if he can go ahead and help out his teammates here, and they just want to make as much progress as they can. But Jaru's going to be able to get a double there, taking up the Tracer and taking up the Winston, but they got to engage. They have no choice. They have to put a body onto the point, and they're just going to get shut out immediately. Overtime is going to go down, but no, they are going to try and contest it just for the time being. Do they have, they don't have the Transcendence. They have nothing to delay, and that will do it. Immortals attack gets stopped right there.
Very impressed with Jaru's Doomfist play. Now the first push there by Immortals, they try and go over that high ground, right? You have the dive. and it just seemed like Fate just went in, and then nobody else kind of like followed him up. Like they were trying to move to that backhand of the statue, like the right-hand side, but Envision realized what was going on. They sped everybody up right into the mix. They were able to take out Kareev at the beginning. And then after that, Immortals never really got a great push going. As now it'll be Envision's turn on offense. You'll see agilities, you try the Genji there on offense. Now you'll go back to Doomfist here on defense. Fate and Envy, they'll go back to Reinhardt and Zarya, as that's pretty much they've been running the entire game. So Envision, they're not going to switch anything up either. You get Numlocked on Rein, Sani on the Zarya. McGravy and Jaru definitely making names for themselves these first 2 weeks. No, not two DPS player, not two DPS combo that came in with a huge fanfare or really just a lot of hype, but they have been rock solid for Envision, at least in their first 2 matches.
Well, I mean, there's just going to be, clips made of that, this match, this King's Row game. What I find to be kind of humorous here is that, you look at the mirror comps and you're like, oh, they're not really doing anything crazy, but it's like what they do with it too that's just so exciting. Okay, so they're actually going to go out from the right doorway here because they just didn't want to deal in case they got hit with the biotic. They also don't want to get hit with any, free fire. So not bad. A little subtle thing here, as a team they decided to do, but Agility is just going to go in. And you mentioned it before, Matt. You said you just go in, you get the hit, and then you go right back out. That's what Doomfist has just been doing so well.
Yeah, that is, you kind of see a lot of Genji players play Doomfist. I think the one thing that Doomfist, right now, do a little bit better than Genji is to just engage on your own, get a pick on your own, like by yourself, and then get out. Like
the burst damage is just insane.
Oh, it's just a one-hit potential, right, with your fist. You go in with that rocket punch, and you connect on a player, pin into a wall, be able to get that one shot.
All right, well, they're just slugging it out here. They're trying to go for something. Doomfist, though, is going to have to back away. They need to continue to play the safe zone, continue to play by the hotel. Do not let them get behind you because we've seen it affect teams in the past, and it hurts when you just let a McCree get through there. There goes the Graviton Surge, though. Are they going to try and see if they can combo it? But they are going to be able to cap it because the Graviton keeps them out of the point, and no one can get there to contest it. That was such a well-placed Graviton Surge for Envision.
And Immortals originally, they wanted to get aggressive with their nano boost. The issue is they nano boost their Lucio Verbo. He was dancing on the point a little bit. Yeah, so Kareev, they're trying to use that nano boost and they get back into the corner. They try to get it on Fate or Envy, who's been the prime target. It's really been Envy the one for Immortals. They use the nano boost onto their Lucio. Prevents, from getting aggressive, as you see, and that's just what it is, right? You're able to get the Meteor Strike Grav combo. That's what's going to result. But they tried to get aggressive. They got Envision on the point, and they were trying to get aggressive with that nano boost onto Envy or maybe Fate, on the Reinhardt or the Zarya there. And they give it to the Lucio, and then that kind of plan that they had just kind of falls apart. So then they're forced to just kind of sit in the back, right? You can't get aggressive.
Yeah.
And then that's when the Grav comes in from Sani, and they're never actually able to get on the point to contest.
Okay. That was one for the ages. That was entertaining. If anything, North America brings the entertainment. Not to take away from Europe, though. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we got a lot of Junkrat over here.
Got a lot of Junkrat. Just get crazy Doomfist plays. It was awesome. But let's go ahead and send it over to the desk to break it all down. What an insane game. Puckett, over to you, my man.
Thank you.